Chris Waddle.
Oh, you're kidding me. September.
Kyle Lafferty.
Are you joking me?
No!
Is that right?
I know it's not right.
Anybody else?
Leash, was it?
Like, that is one of the most stupid questions.
Darius Vassell?
Seriously, you all need to just stay quiet. This is getting really annoying doing this quiz.
What is going on here?
Hello, it's 9:25. It's Friday morning. It's time to take a breath. Everybody relax, chill out. It's been a busy week. You've got a great weekend ahead of you. The weather's going to be amazing. I believe it's going to be 25 degrees, sunshine out, guns out. It's time for the quiz. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome along to the shoutiest segment on Irish radio. It's the scintillating, the stupefying, the splendido crappy quiz. Every Friday we pit three of Team Off the Ball up against each other in our no-holds-barred quiz of sporting factoids at the end of the week. Allow me to welcome today's contestants. Not myself, happily for you. Our first contestant today is Off the Ball's resident boxing aficionado. He's getting ready to line up a few left hooks of trivia. He's back in the quiz and back to remind the country that, and his opponents, by the way, that often people with barely passable, unnamed people with barely passable levels of sports trivia compete in this quiz. He's the fighting pride of Dublin. Give it up for Phil, the Power Egan.
How are you doing?
Phil, what's happening?
Good, yeah. This is a novel lineup we have today.
It's a very novel lineup. It's a novel host, and I appreciate everybody's patience and goodwill towards the quiz today.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen with Liverpool this season, they've mixed up their midfield a lot. It feels like that's what we're doing today.
I feel that goodwill is going to be the order of the day. There'll be a lot of, and maybe that's a pretense of what's to come up a bit later on. But I think there's not going to be much rancour. That's what I'm saying. Next contestant is the contested linear champion for the title of Off the Ball Residence Boxing Aficionado. Getting ready to line up a few left hooks of trivia. He is Loud's answer to Norman Mailer. Give it up for the sweet scientist, Ronan. No, not that one. Mullen.
Lads, how's it going?
What's happening, Ronan?
It's good to be back. I think come what may here, Adrian, myself and Andy Lee are the reigning crappy quiz decade champions, so we hold that title for another 8 years by my math, so we'll be grand whatever happens today.
You're fully bought into the spirit of crappy quiz, just making up some stuff to make yourself sound better on, and that's it. Exactly what this is all about. Our last contestant this morning is reaping the rewards of being Offaly's newest sporting sensation. Seamus Darby has been forgotten. Shane Lowry's granny has a new favourite sports person. That's right, he's the somewhat contested after a few dodgy rounds last week crappy quiz champion. And after racking up a grand total of 1 point, give it up for Will, a shot and a goal, O'Callaghan.
They all count, Adrian Barry. And also, Shane Lowry's granny 2 years ago finished ahead of me on Leash's list of favourite Offaly people. So this one is personal.
It's got real.
She was in first place. I think I was in fifth.
Wow. So that's where we're at this morning, and as I said, we appreciate everybody's patience, and including with me particularly. As ever, the format is the classic crappy quiz. It's a series of questions on a range of themes, as you'll be familiar with, and it's on then to the slip and slide of trivia, the rapid fire round. So contestants at the ready. You can podcast, by the way, the crappy quiz. It's on otbsports.com. You can head along to the sports app, and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you click that thumbs up, give us a subscribe, whatever it is. If we do nothing but contribute misery to your day, we still want that good stuff. So please also send on any questions to us via postcard. Crappy quiz, Quizmaster, Off the Ball Towers, Marconi House, Diggs Lane, Dublin 2. You know the drill. Right, it's time to kick off. It's the boring questions round one, never multiple choice. Phil, first question for you. Who is Manchester United's current third longest serving active player using their first senior appearance as the starting date? I will give you that question again because I appreciate how confusing it is.
Very confusing.
Who is Manchester United's third longest serving active player? That's the question. And then the clarification is you need to use their first senior appearance as the starting date.
Okay, so that's where kind of the Ronaldo thing comes in. So it's to do with Ronaldo.
I don't have very good poker face.
It's not going to be Ronaldo.
Here.
It's not going to be Ronaldo. So he's going to be the first one. You got to think of the other two. Sorry, I'm struggling here already.
Oh, listen, it's classic crappy quiz format. Spool through the nonsense before you give us the answer.
Debuts, right? Okay, let's think. It could be.
What are you thinking, Phil?
I'm trying to think. I think it could be.
Say what you see.
I'm going to say Juan Mata.
Woof. inspired. That was a get. David De Gea was second, and Phil Jones is number one. So actually, not a Ronaldo.
Not
question.
Ronaldo. I kind of
All
Have you
these
put Paul
answers-
McShane into your considerations there, Adrian?
All these
Okay.
questions will, and I appreciate where you're coming from, but active player being the key of this question.
I think he's an active player.
first team player,
He's,
though, I'd
he's
say.
active with players, and also I'm not standing over the what's written on the page in front of me here. That's the end of it. That is the final answer. It's all
quite
answers
a-
plucked from Wikipedia.
It's quite generous to describe Phil Jones as an active player. He hasn't played in about 4 years, but listen, sure, look.
Concurrent stretch has been the clarification here, but I'm hearing you. Ronan, question one for you. LeBron James was a voice actor in which 2018 animated feature film? LeBron James, animated feature film, 2018. What was it?
Wouldn't be a big consumer of animated films, Adrian, I must admit.
No, but you'd be a big consumer of LeBron James, and I think that's where the Quizmaster is coming from.
I know, I've seen him in Trainwreck. He's very good in that. Obviously, Space Jam goes without saying. I don't know. I'm going to say Inside Out.
Correct. Smallfoot, of course.
No.
I don't know. I'm not sure anybody would have got that. It grossed a reported $214 million at the box office, would you believe? So
He is good in Trainwreck, though. I'd
He's
recommend.
actually
not
brilliant in it. Yeah.
Trainwreck,
not a
right.
great film, but he's got great acting chops, which didn't quite translate to Space Jam, I would say. But sure, look, he's doing all right for himself, Adrian, I'd say.
No points for you, Ronan. So, question one for you, Will. Which side did Jaap Stam end his club playing career?
AC Milan.
Anybody else?
He must have gone back to
Ajax.
Holland. Like Feyenoord or something?
Just throw in the buzzer. Ajax, 2007.
Okay.
Thought that was actually relatively straightforward. There we go. So after round one, it's Phil on 1 point, Ronan and Will on no points. Round two, to mark the transition from Halloween, and I'm just reading what it says in front of me here, and I apologise in advance, to the start of the festive period. Our next round is called It's a Wonderful Strike. Question two for you, Phil. In what year did David Beckham score his iconic goal from the halfway line?
I'm going to say 1996.
Correct. Against?
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Poor old Neil Sullivan.
Poor old Kenny Cunningham, I believe, was also on the
I-
flight path, wasn't he? He was somewhere along the track. Right, 2 points for you, Phil. Ronan, to get off the mark, question two for you. In what year did Roberto Carlos score his famous banana kick free kick from range for Brazil? Roberto Carlos.
97?
Correct. Ronan is up and running. 97 Tournoi de France warm-up tournament for the 98 tournament course. Question two for you, Will, to get off the mark. In what year did Tony Yeboah score hitting the underside of the crossbar also against Wimbledon?
I think it's 1995.
Correct. Clean sweep of correct answers in that round, which leaves us Phil still 1 point ahead on two, Ronan and Will on a point apiece. Now, into round three we go. This is I'm sure you're all very familiar with, the pass the parcel of Doom round. Everybody familiar?
Great round.
Yeah,
Great
to
round.
be honest, I've played this twice. I'm still not sure of the rules,
Yeah,
and I'm just going to go with what's
I
in
was
front of me.
lost.
All I
First
see, a lot of positive interaction on the off-the-ball tweet machine about this round, so I'm looking forward to taking part.
Okay, right, here we go. I'm going to ask, there's three questions here. I'm going to ask for a list in each one. I'm going to put one of you in rotation in first, and then the others will follow. And if you give a wrong answer or you cannot continue, you lose a point, and the last player standing will keep all their points. So, just to clarify that for myself, if you're out, you're going to lose a point, and the last player standing keeps their point. So it's a bit of a negative, positive situation.
Okay.
Phil, you're going to start with our first one here. Ireland beat Gibraltar 7-0 in 2014 at the Aviva. Who was in the matchday squad? So just one answer each and around,
Yeah.
and you'll go first. I'm deciding that Ronan is going to go second, and then to Will.
Okay, so Robbie Keane
Robbie King, correct? Yeah,
scored a hat-trick.
Wes Houlihan?
correct.
Glenn Whelan.
Correct.
Cyrus Christie.
Have we got a faller at the first? Cyrus Christie was not in the squad, Phil. You are out and
Scored
deducted
in the
1
other
point.
game against Gibraltar.
Can I just double check the year, Adrian?
The year was 2014, Ronan.
Okay. Stephen Ward.
Correct.
Shane Duffy.
No, incorrect. Bit before Duffy's time there, Will. All of which means Phil is reduced back to 1 point. Ronan stays on 1 point, and Will is now on 0. If I've interpreted the rules of that correctly, Phil, and who the F knows, but that's
So
what I'm rolling.
I don't even get a point for winning the parcel round.
You keep your point.
Keep a point.
That's the reward there.
outrageous.
Now, but we have 2 more rounds of the parcel round. Again, I'm not 100% sure why we don't have just one, but that's the way it works. Ronan, you're going to go first. Will, you're going to be second. And then, Phil, you'll go last in this one. This time, Ronan, for you to begin, we're looking for the teams who made the round of 16 at the 2006 World Cup. Away you go.
Switzerland.
Correct?
Argentina.
Correct?
2006, you said?
Yes.
Germany.
Correct?
Italy.
Yes.
France.
Yes.
Brazil.
Yes.
England.
Yes.
USA.
Incorrect, Will. You are down to -1 in the overall standings.
Mexico.
Yes. 6,
Sweden.
7 more to choose from. Sweden is correct. Six options, one of them very obvious. More than one very obvious.
Spain.
Correct.
Uruguay.
Uruguay is a good answer, Ronan. It's just not right. I mean, in general World Cup knockout rounds, Uruguay, you got to throw that out there. The names that were left behind: Ecuador, Netherlands, Portugal and Ukraine. And Phil was left standing, so he hangs on to his point, and Ronan, you go from 1 to 0. That's that one. Last one of this bizarre round, and Will, you're going to go first. And if I'm right, Phil, is it you go second here and then Ronan last? That's the way we work it. Fantastic. The Atlanta Braves won the MLB World Series this week. Can you name the other championship winning teams since and including the year 2000? We need the team name and the state or the city which they represent. So MLB World Series, all the other championship winning teams apart from this year, including the year 2000 between then and now.
The Boston Red Sox.
Correct.
The San Francisco Giants.
Correct.
That was going to be my one. Houston Astros.
That is incorrect. You are out, Ronan.
New York Yankees.
Correct.
The Chicago White Sox.
Correct.
Oh. LA Dodgers, probably not.
Hang on a second now. So I'm going to give you the point on that, and I'm going to introduce a bizarre wrinkle here because it's my bad. And Ronan, you are back in the mix. Your answer is absolutely written down here in black and white in front of me. So you're back in play. Everybody's still alive. Everybody.
Say again, Ronan.
He said the Houston Astros.
Astros.
Yes. No, that's absolutely my bad, and I'm happy to correct that on recommendation here. So everybody's still alive, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 teams still remaining.
Okay, so where are we at now? Is it my turn?
So I'm going to put Ronan back in now, just because he's had a couple of rounds off, and then we'll resume order.
I stopped paying attention to the answers. I thought I was out.
Well, the answers we've had so far are the Houston Astros, Chicago White Sox, LA Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, Boston Red Sox, and New York Yankees.
The Cubs. Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs, yeah.
Me?
Who's up next? Phil, you're next.
The St. Louis Cardinals.
Correct. Good round, lads.
I think I'm out of major league teams that I know now at this stage. No, I'm going to pass it. No idea.
Will, you're out. That's you back to -2 overall. Ronan, stay alive.
Trying to think of a team from Washington. No, I'm blank on this.
Ronan's gone. Phil stays alive, keeps his point. Ronan does go to -1 after all that. It's probably justice, even though I made a cock up right in the middle of it there. Washington, you were right. The Nationals, Florida Marlins, Arizona Diamondbacks, Anaheim Angels, Philadelphia Phillies, and the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, I was going to say Cleveland just for Charlie Sheen and Major League, but obviously not there.
And there we go, guys. Right, that's it. That's where we're at. So after that round, bizarre and all as it was, Phil, it's Squid Game inspired, essentially. You sort of just stay alive. That's what's happening. And you've done that. 1 point. Ronan, you go to -1. And Will, you are on -2. The defending champion up against it as we head into round 4. Pens at the ready. The fun-free magic number round. Contestant will get 3 points for getting the number exactly right. If you don't manage that and nobody manages it, the nearest contestant who doesn't go bust will get 2 points. Second closest will get 1 point. Again, I'm going to state that we can only accept the answer that's written on your paper. I'm also going to have to ask you for pens down once the music ends. So if you don't mind, give us the following number. The number of Katie Taylor's total number of pro fights. The number of All-Ireland medals won by Bernard Brogan Jr. Bruno Fernandes' total number of assists in the 2020-2021 Premier League season. And the number of goals scored by Eoin Hart for the Republic of Ireland. Your 30 seconds expire when Sinatra sings Bright Shiny Beads. As ever, all numbers plucked from Wikipedia. So, Katie Taylor's total pro fights, number of All-Irelands won by Bernard Brogan Jr., Fernandes assists this season, 2021 season, and number of senior goals scored by Eoin Hart for the Republic of Ireland. Right. What have we got? Pens down. Phil, go first.
Okay, I think I've got 51. I'm just trying to make sure I've added up my numbers right. So, yeah, 51.
51, you are bust. Well,
I've gone for 48.
Put up your bit of paper there. Both of you put up your bit of paper, no cheating. 48 for you, Will, and Ronan.
I also had 51, so I'm out.
Bust. So, Will, that means that you get... The nearest who doesn't go gets 2 points. So you're back to 0, Will. What a round this has been for you. You're back in the game. I can tell you that the correct answer was, in fact, 50. I mean, I know that makes it all the more agonising, and, you know, apologies and all that sort of stuff.
Give us the numbers
Go on.
there. It's the Bruno Fernandes
Katie Taylor's
list.
total number of fights.
18. Is that right?
Other boxing aficionado?
I had 19.
19, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Bernard Brogan?
I went
6, I think.
Okay, I went to 8.
6, yeah.
7. Fernandes, assists.
I'll put down 18.
13.
12.
There you go.
Eoin Hart,
I went 7.
12.
I had 13.
13. Ronnie, you were almost there all the way along. And as can happen with these things, you deduct yourself a couple of points and away we go. So after that round, Phil on 1 point, Ronan -1, and Will back to 0. So we are very well poised as we head into the final round here. On to the final, and the winner tonight is going to be decided in the round that separates the men from the boys, the Shawnee Maguires from the Harry Maguires. It's the no theme in particular, ridiculously easy rapid fire round. The score you'll get in this round will be added to your scores in the previous round. There'll be 40 seconds for everyone to answer from the same set of questions. We're going to start with the person with the highest number of points. That is you, Phil, and then on to the person in second. That's you, Will, and then on to you, Ronan. If you get a question correct, I'll ask you another question. Keep asking questions till you get one wrong, then we'll move on to the next person, and your incorrect answer will also mean the deduction of 1 point. All clear? Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to put 40 seconds on the clock now. Phil, who won the 2012 Europa League final?
Porto.
Incorrect. Will, who scored the most recent goal for the women's national team?
Denise Sullivan.
Correct. Which team is the third in the current F1 Constructors' Championship?
Red Bull.
Incorrect. Who do Leinster play in the next United Rugby Championship, Ronan?
Llanelli.
Incorrect. Where did Damien Duff finish his playing career?
Shamrock Rovers.
Correct. Who won the 2019 Six Nations?
Deduct this point.
Was it Wales?
That is correct. And I'm happy to say that means that there isn't going to be any debate about, because they've lost track of all the scores here. I think you ended up with, you got a net total of 1, I think, in that round. We'll put you on 2. You are the winner, Phil. The 2 lads ended up on minus points. -2 for Ronan, I think, and -1 for you, Will, if I'm right. It doesn't matter.
I was on 0.
Phil is the champion. Well, listen, let's not. It's been Bono me up to this. Surely we're not going to start to rank her now. Well done, Phil. What's your acceptance speech?
Yeah, I don't really know if you. It's one of those where it's like you've taken a strike and it takes a deflection, and you don't really want to celebrate it because it was quite fortunate.
You did well. You did well. You got to go as well. So good man.
Yeah,
well
but
done.
look, at the end of the day, when they do up the stats at the end of the year, it's in the win column.
It'll all count.
Win's a win.
Well
Exactly.
done, lads.
Cheers,
Tremendously well done. You can podcast the Crappy Quiz on OTBsports.com as well. You can check out the app as well, and do send any questions that you have.